to the show. H-bomb in the lab, cook and feel on screen. Zesty vibes loud, turn cringe to a meme. All your filters off, it's a wild reveal. One edit from me and the fiction gets real. Zesty Phil.
Yeah. DSP Tries It is like Review Bra Reviews, but not as pale and without the suits. DSP Tries It existed like a decade before Review Bra Reviews, for the record. DSP Tries It started in 2010, I believe it was. And I started regularly doing it around like 2010, 2011. The reason I started doing the show is because I wanted to diversify my content and have monetizable content on YouTube. You could not monetize gameplay back then. So I did this as a variety show on my vlogging channel. So I did it way before anyone. Seriously, I dare you, go back and see taste testing shows. Mine actually was before it predated everybody. And by the way, it used to actually be very popular. It's just that I stopped doing it, and therefore it fell off because I stopped doing it. You know, I've only brought it back now as kind of a gimmick. So then your Red Eyes Blue Dragon. For the record, I've seen the review raw. Isn't it called, I think it just shows how Running on Empty is what he calls it. Running on Empty. And he calls himself Report of the Week. I don't know why you guys call him Review Bra, because I don't think that he even calls himself that. But that's what people call him on the internet, right? I think it's a good show. It's entertaining. You know, the fact that his presentation is actually awkward, but I think it's on purpose. Like, I think he actually does it that way on purpose because it's different and it stands out and it's unique and it's interesting. Instead of some dude's like, yo, bro, I'm in my car and I got a fucking sandwich. Let's go. I'm gonna eat it in the car, like a lot of them do. He does it differently, and it stands out. That's why it's gotten such popularity. Running on Empty food reviews is actually what it's called. Okay, there you go. It's always awesome when he gets hit with something he doesn't expect at all. Like if like something's insanely good and he didn't know it was gonna be good, and he's like delighted, or if like it's something that he thought would be all right and he eats it, it's like so disgusting and he's like revolted. But my wife was watching it. We watched it together, and we watched it a few weeks ago. He did one on Popeyes. He tried to do the Hot Ones menu like I did. They actually gave him the hot sauces. Because see, the thing, I did the Hot Ones menu. They didn't give me the sauces. So we watched his review, and he actually got the sauces. But he said his chicken smelled like feces. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, the chicken smelled like actual, like a bag of poo. Oh my God. Well, at least my local Popeyes isn't that bad. They forget the sauce, but at least the chicken was edible and delicious. The chicken was actually good. Eh? So, anyway. So now we got some super chats. We got a couple tiny tips that I didn't even bother reading. No support on Kick. Can we get our first sub of the day? Can we get some kicks over on Kick? Let's get that support rolling. Let's get the candies. It is Halloween month. Let's get the candies. Deliver. I'm DSP. I'm at your door. I'm knocking. Knock, knock. Who's there? Trick or treat. Now give me the candies. Imagine that. Imagine it's Halloween night. There's a knock at your door. You open the door and it's actually me outside and I say trick or treat. That would be the most horrifying occurrence. Your face might actually melt off of your skull and just rip off and run down the street. And you'd backflip yourself back into the house, slamming the door with your feet. No, stay away. Oh my God. Candies. I want delicious candies. Deliver them to me. No one's delivering candies for the record. Buckwell is tossing a few individual kicks on the floor. But that's not enough. I'm like Slimer. I need to lick up the delicious big mouthfuls of candy this season. You understand? Good morning, Game Boy. Good to see you. How you doing? I don't want your penny candies. I want the taste of. Give me a Snickers. Give me a Milky Way. Give me a Nestle's Crunch. Well, how about some Reese's Peanut Butter Cups? Give me the good stuff. You could take those penny candies and you could shove them where the sun don't shine. You understand? Woof, woof, woof. All right. Good stuff. Very nice. All right. So for now, why don't we say the next DSP Tries It is the new Frank's Red Hot menu from Taco Bell, but we could change that. If something else comes up that's better, I think we could do it. Here's the thing. I want to do the Thanksgiving sub from Firehouse Subs, but I understand it's October. I don't know why they jumped the gun with it and started offering it in October. American Thanksgiving is the end of November. So people are going to want that in November. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why they did it so early. It doesn't make sense. It's themed and it's timed wrong. So maybe later on, later this month or maybe next month, we could do that, right? Dominoes, we can literally do whenever. So Dominoes, we'll pull it out whenever we want, all right? Okay, so let's go ahead and let's do it. Let's lock it in. So literally now we've got a membership, we've got super chats, we've got tips. We have nothing from Kick, literally nothing. The only person who contributed on Kick was an incredible racist who had the ban. Is that how you guys want to be represented over on Kick? As incredible racists? Are you kidding me? Come on. Alright, anyway, so, you may have noticed I just mentioned the schedule. I mentioned the rotation that we're doing Silk Song, Mario Galaxy 2, American Truck Sim, Pokemon as of tomorrow, some random horror fun this week on the late streams, and next week we've got multiple games, right? But you may have noticed that there's something that's omitted from the schedule, something that was on the schedule last when we did this podcast on Sunday morning, and now it's gone. Battlefield 6, okay? So you might say, wait a minute, what happened to Battlefield 6? In fact, people have been coming by the last couple of days to the chat and even comments on my video saying, where's Battlefield 6? Allow me to explain what happened. So on launch day of Battlefield 6, I played it all day long. I was horrible at it. Admittedly, I was trying to play it like Call of Duty. I'd forgotten about the team-based nature of the game. I'd forgotten how to utilize the actual classes. And I was like, where's the unlocks? Why is nothing unlocking? Right? Battlefield is so different from Call of Duty. It's meant to be played with a team who's going to communicate, who's going to back each other up. While some people attack, others are tossing down support items, and another person is going up and reviving the people, right? That's how it's meant to be played. However, unless you have that team set up, playing Battlefield with randoms is awful. I can tell you that I played it for 8 hours. Randoms they just don't understand what they're doing. They either immediately split off from the group and run off and do things by themselves, or they're so idiotic, they'll be in the middle of a giant firefight and try to revive you. What's the point of reviving me if the moment I stand back up, I'm dead again, and then you die too? But that's how they're playing. They just don't know what they're doing. The game also has an insanely long time to unlock anything. I played for 8 hours and I unlocked 2 weapons. That's lame, okay? In addition to that, okay, in order to play this game, you have to invest a lot of time. The reason being is, unlike Call of Duty, which is very run and gun, and you can get in and get kill streaks and score streaks to get that adrenaline flowing and get momentum going, and an audience pump, with Battlefield, it's a very slow-paced game. Okay, it just is. It's very slow. It's like methodical. You're playing on a conquest map, and it takes forever to win or lose. And you're talking 30 plus minutes for a match sometimes, right? That style of gameplay is not very appealing to a public audience. It's more boring. Unless they're an audience that essentially says, hey, we're used to that and we know that. But mine is not. For example, I started playing Battlefield and people immediately complaining, wow, it's boring. Okay. Why is nothing happening? Why aren't you winning or losing? Why aren't you taking over an objective? Like, because the game's too slow. That's how it's built. It's built to be huge like that. You know what I'm saying? And then lastly, because the maps are so big, you have to play a lot to get the knowledge of how to play on these certain maps. You know, every map has interesting places where you can easily flank people and stuff. You gotta play this a lot, okay? 8 hours in, I feel like I'm still at square one. I've only hit level 12, and some of the guns that I want to use are at level 30. So you're talking I have to pay 20 plus hours to even get to weapons that I want to try, okay? In addition, as I've said, I suck. And I know that. Like, I know I suck. This is a game that would take me a long time to learn and a long time to get good at. So I gave it another shot on Sunday night, and here's what happened on Sunday night, okay? Attendance dropped dramatically from launch day on Friday. Engagement for the second half of my stream was non-existent. No one in chat was paying attention to or talking about the game. And support was bad. I didn't even hit $100 of support. So I said, well, listen, it's obvious this is the kind of game that if I had an established team where you're teaming up and communicating would be much better. Maybe you would like it more. But the thing is, that's not my style. I'm the kind of guy that when I'm streaming, I communicate with you. I interact. There's social, back and forth. That's the appeal of a lot of my streams. Today, in the modern day, people are more interested in just hanging out with me and talking than me playing some kind of a hardcore game where I have to dedicate myself to get good and I'm dying constantly in this raging and everything at it. It just doesn't work anymore. Here's why. This kind of content did used to work, okay? People would come to my streams and flood them with views. Of course, there would be trolls, but still, they would watch the streams. I would get views, I would get ad revenue, I would get engagement on my content. My channel would hit related search because I was playing a game that would get a ton of attention because I was raging at it. Whether it was a FromSoft Soulsborne style game, whether it was a new online fighting game, whether it was an online FPS, these kind of rage bait games would bring people to the channel. Today, illegal restreamers literally stream the content at the same time I do. The trolls just go to their channels and they get the views and they get the support and I get nothing. Okay? So because they're breaking the law and they're live restreaming me, which is not allowed anywhere, it's not allowed anywhere. It's against terms of service to live rebroadcast someone without explicit permission. You can't do it. Okay? Because they do it and they steal from me, I don't benefit from it anymore. Like I said, in the last week, take a look at my streams, okay? Last night, what did we do? We hung out on Steam, okay? Someone is dropping a whole bunch of support, but it's an offensive name. They said the Snort Fort is mine. I think they're trying to make it sound like the Snort Fort is mine. I mean, it's not. First of all, there's nothing called the Snort Fort. And number two, it's not yours. Even if you were to call my home the Snort Fort, it would be mine. Anyway, so, continuing on. Basically, in the last week, let's actually look at what has been popular on my channel, shall we? Okay? Last night, we just hung out on Steam, looked at a bunch of horror games, bought a few, and played them randomly. Lots of hangout sessions, the vibes, interaction. Chill with Phil. I do a stream of chilling with Phil, and I make 4 times more money than when I was playing Sonic Racing Cross Worlds within an hour, by the way. This is what I mean. Even the podcast. When I do the podcast, which I don't do every day anymore, when I finally do the podcast, it does well. This person just gifted 25 more subs. Here's a question. Do you guys think this is real? I mean, it is real, but do you think this is a troll who's going to pull everything? I'm just curious. I wonder, because I don't know who this is. Apparently, this is brand new. Let's take a look. It says Weekly Top Gifter. Yeah, they've never gifted before. This is a brand new account. Like, literally, this is a brand new account. People are saying it's Iron Chef Sakai. I mean, even if it is, what's the point? What's the end goal of sending me 30 gifted subs and hitting the goal already? Like, what? You literally just gave me a lot of money. Thanks, I guess. I'm lost. Anyway, to get back on track because we got distracted by this, right? So, in the last week, the most successful streams that I have done, all right, have been me hanging out with you. Chill games where we can interact and talk, okay? Or streams where we're just shooting the shit. It's not, oh, Phil's playing the rage bait games anymore. They did used to work. They absolutely did back in the day. We're talking the early days where I moved to Washington. That whole first, I would say, decade even of me doing things like Dark Souls. So probably maybe you can argue 2012 all the way through 2022, 2023. What's happened is in the last couple of years, people have more enjoyed hanging out with me and being chill than the rage. People even say, man, you're getting too angry at a game. We don't like that anymore. We want to see you actually enjoy yourself. Okay? Now there's some exceptions. There's sadly just going to be some games that aren't going to work. For example, old school JRPGs and stuff, it almost never works. It sucks. Like I played Sweet Code N2 and I got halfway through and we had to stop. I want to go back to it at some point, but like, what are you going to do? There's not much that you can do. You just got to show a like, well, I love the game. It is a social experience, but no one shows up for, right? But in general, people just seem to like hanging out on the channel. Why is American Truck Simulator the longest running successful stream that I've done this year? It is. Take a look. I've done something like 50 hours of American Truck Simulator, and almost every stream we've hit the goal. I think there's only very few we didn't. So, there you go, right? So, here's the thing. You might say, well, that sucks because I really like to see Phil rage. Well, you have one group of people to blame for the fact that I'm not going to do that kind of content. My trolls and detractors who steal my content. Every idiot who illegally restreams me. Every moron who literally just rips my content and reposts it on their channel with a title that's defamatory. It's their fault. Because normally the people who watch that content would have watched it on my channel and I would have profited from it. And I would have said, oh, it makes sense, let's make more. Okay, let's play more Battlefield. Let's play more rage-inducing fighting games, right? Let's do that. Like right now, if I was actually getting views, attention, and support on Street Fighter 6, maybe I would have played more Street Fighter 6, but if you didn't know, it dried up. People weren't caring about Street Fighter 6, they only wanted to see me rage at it, and that the views would go to the trolls. So, 100%, the blame for that content not existing anymore is them. And now, of course, they'll say, well, now we're not going to have any more content like that to benefit from. Yeah, but it's your fault because you got greedy. Because instead of playing fair and playing ball and doing this in a way that it benefits everyone, i.e., you clip it after the fact and you edit it to be a transformative work, and you make a montage of the worst moments, which is what you used to do, that took effort, right? That actually took time, effort, skill to do. Now, you just rip it raw, which is illegal. And you put it on your channel illegally, your entire channel violates YouTube's terms of service. It is a community guidelines violation to do what you're doing, okay? And since you do that, I'm not going to give you the content anymore. It's your fault. You go fuck yourself because you already did. You already fucked yourself. By getting greedy, by doing this outright theft, hey, that's why you're not getting your content anymore. Okay? So there you go. No more content for you, you dumb motherfucking bitches. It's your fault. You have no one to blame. Look at yourself. You're the jackass. Put the clown makeup on in the fucking mirror because you deserve it. There's no reason for me to stress myself out and play these games anymore when I can benefit doing other things. So that's what I'm going to do. And you can eat it. You can sit and spit on a fucking cactus for all I care. Because I don't care about you. I care about me and my viewers and my actual positive supporting viewers. They want to just chill. So you're going to get chill content you don't like and your viewership doesn't want to see because you stole the content that you wanted to see and I didn't get anything out of it. It's your fault. Okay? So, yes, I probably would have played more Battlefield and tried, except there's no point. I'm not going to bother with it anymore. Oh well. So I'm sorry to those who actually did like Battlefield, but to be honest, I'm not playing for my trolls. I'm trying to play for my positive viewers. My positive viewers have outright made it known we don't like seeing you play this game. In fact, they even said play Call of Duty when it comes out, because when you play Call of Duty, you could get fun kill streaks, score streaks going. You use a variety of weapons because they unlock fast. You're doing melee kills, you're doing sniping kills, you're doing LMGs, you're throwing explosives, it's fun. Battlefield is like watching paint dry, because all you do is die and rage is stupid. So, okay. That's it. Man. Done. No more Battlefield, no more of that nonsense. Okay? Okay, cool. Okay, but that's it for Battlefield. Sorry if you were someone who liked Battlefield. Obviously, I apologize, but I'm not going to give the content to those who don't deserve it, who steal it from me. I get nothing out of this content. My actual positive supporters did not come by to support Battlefield, so I'm done with it. Okay? And that's that. By the way, Battlefield apparently sold a ridiculous amount of copies. It's actually, I think so, they were saying like 3 million or something like that, which is insane. That's wild that a game coming back out of retirement like that would have like 3 million sales in the first week. So good on them at team-based shooter, and I've even said this, I don't think there's anything wrong with Battlefield 6. It's a great team-based shooter. It's got sound mechanics. It actually has good graphics. The one thing I would complain about is the wonkiness of the physics, that there are some weird physics glitches in the game that make the game look a little bit weird and unpolished. But for the most part, it seems like a great game. I'm not going to play it anymore. It's not for me. Team-based is not for me. Sitting there investing endless hours to unlock guns, dying nonstop, and people just, clip farm it. Well, fuck you. Now you get nothing, it's your fault. Again, it's all about greed. If these people had done it within rational means, like, okay, every once in a while I do it. No, they literally steal every stream. They steal every video I put out. So I'm just not going to give them anything anymore. Oh no, Phil did another boring stream where he hung out with his audience and hit his goals. Well, that's not fun to restream. Well, fuck off. Don't restream then, stupid. It's not my fault that you ruined the content for yourself. Okay. So thank you, Red Eyes Black Dragon in a $2 super chat and said, well, Phil's laying down the law and telling how it is. Yeah, I'm not fucking around anymore. I'm not stupid. I'm not wasting time. I have so many things going on right now. We have so many games that I'm trying to juggle and get through and play. This week alone, we have so many new games coming out. I don't need to play Battlefield. It was hilarious that last night, literally just looking at Steam and playing 2 random games, we hit and exceeded my support goal. Playing Battlefield, we couldn't even get like halfway to the doll. So there you go. Am I going to watch John Cena's final match in December? No. I'm not watching wrestling. I really have no interest in it, to be honest. I did wrestling for, 4 months. I covered it heavily. You guys expressed that you didn't care anymore after WrestleMania. Like that WrestleMania Super Show, I'll be honest. I was disappointed because I put a lot of effort into that show. I had multiple guests who were lined up for it. It was an amazingly long Super Show covering all of WrestleMania. I felt like it was a great entertaining piece of work. No one cared. No one supported it. And I said, fuck this. I'm not doing this anymore. It's not worth my time. It's too much to watch. It's too much time investment. Fuck this thing, and I'm not going back to it. There's no point. Just be honest. There's no point. Wrestling is very exhausting. Because if you start to like wrestling, it always disappoints you. They always do a stupid swerve to the plot line that you like. They always disappoint you. They'll build you up just to break you down later. So you can't really get all the entertainment out of the wrestling itself. You gotta get into like the commentary community and everything. That's what I did. Like, okay, well, if I'm gonna watch all this wrestling, well, I'll do a show and do commentary and all that. And the show worked for a bit. And then what happened is the gimmick wore out. And it's like anything. People like seeing things from time to time, right? Every once in a while, we do a Lego stream. It works because of that. Every once in a while, we'll jump on the Steam and look at some games and randomly pick some to try. It works if you do it every once in a while. And when you do something regularly, it loses its luster. It doesn't feel special anymore. And then people don't care about it as much anymore. Right? So that's why, the wrestling thing worked for a bit. But number one, I don't like modern wrestling enough to keep investing a ton of time into it unless people really want it. If smart guys had blown up and actually got popular, and I was getting thousands of viewers, and I was actually making really good money on it, I'd be like, listen, it's work. I don't like wrestling as much in the modern era as I used to, but it's worth it. It's an investment of my time, and I'll do it. But that's not what happened. What happened is it started up here, and then kind of went here, and then went here, and here, and here, and then at the end, when the most effort I put in was rewarded the least. So that was you guys telling me you don't care for it. So I'm not going to waste time on it, then we'll do things you care for. There you go. Another anonymous $2 tip I'm not going to read. Great. Do we actually get a real tip today? Can we get a tip from someone who's like positive and actually wants to support the stream? That would be nice. Okay. DH1 to the $5 super chat says, you seem fidgety today. Rocking the chair, touching your hair constantly. I literally do this every day. That's not how. It just so happens, as you can see, there's one spot of hair that will not stay down. It bothers me when I see that on camera, so I keep touching it. But I literally move like this every day. Wow, I actually got a tip that wasn't a troll tip. It was a dollar tip that was intelligent. That's excellent. Thank you for that. Can we get a tip bigger than like $2? That'd be nice. Oh, well, can we get some kicks over on Kick this morning? The only one we had was a racist idiot. Let's get some kicks. Can I tell you more about my wife? How long have we been together? She moved in with me in 2018, February 2018. How did you meet? That's a story for another day, and one day I might fully tell the story. Okay? But I've never told the story, and I don't want to delve into that right now. Does she play games? Yes, she does. She used to play games like Overwatch, Skyrim, etc. Recently, much like a lot of people, she's basically fell out of love with mainstream gaming and AAA gaming. So many games have come out that have been very, very underwhelming. What happened to this? Underwhelming, disappointing, and quite frankly, just not very good. You know, AAA studios that used to pump out great stuff now pumping out schlock and microtransaction nonsense, and that you drop $70, the game's boring within 5 hours. So she hasn't really been playing a lot of mainstream games at all. In fact, she canceled her Game Pass subscription because she wasn't anything on there she wanted to play. She's been playing more indie-style games, sim games, chill games on the mini PC that I had. At one point, I gave it to her, and she's been playing on that. And the next game she's looking forward to is Power Wash Simulator 2. That's coming out in a week or two. And there's a couple other games, too. Like she said, like sim games and things that are probably coming out soon that we want to look at. So, all right, well, I did get my first kicks. It was 100 kicks from Black Mamba. What a great name.
Click.